Hi everyone, welcome back to Londinium Legions. This is episode 3.
Welcome back. We have much more in store for you. We have more picture reviews and talking about the community.
Indeed. Faisal and I just got back from watching Masters of the Universe. The Masters of the Universe! And it was a lot of fun, wasn't it, Faiz?
It was quite a lot of nostalgia from our childhoods, and very excited, as some of you know, to see one of our closest friends kick ass playing Ram Man.
Absolutely.
So
ramming.
Yeah.
A lot of ramming going on. Brilliant ramming.
Giving head.
Oh god, yeah. Reference to the film.
Yeah, that line as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very glad for our friend who deserves that. And yeah, good soundtrack. Jeremy DeWitt, you were correct. The soundtrack kicks ass.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hopefully a franchise can be birthed from this movie being successful. And I'd love to see it get a bit darker.
Yeah,
A bit darker.
I like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. But anyways, thank you for watching episode 2. And this is episode 3. So we're going to get further into it. And that's all I have to say.
Let's look at some photos.
Yeah.
Here we are with image number 1. It is one of mine, the Mythic Woodsman. So, this pagan character I've photographed many times, but only recently I've given it a name under much pressure from Cincy John. So he's named Draconius, my pagan warrior.
Ooh.
This shot was taken in a place, ironically, called Michael's Bluebell Wood in Tunbridge, west part of Kent. So yes, the woodland does have a lot of bluebells, as you can see. So taking a break from most of kind of the fighting poses and warrior shots, this one, Draconius is taking some time out to maybe not smell the roses, but smell the bluebells. So
R&R.
yeah, like it's good to vary up some of the posing. So as opposed to kind of like badass warrior kind of poses, it's just taking time out, smelling the bluebell. Natural lighting. It was quite a sunny day, so there wasn't any additional lighting needed for this shot. But yeah, just a relaxed one.
Yeah.
Not that dissimilar to the skeleton on the mushroom, if you see that one.
Yeah.
So we'll event to that one. What do you think?
Lovely, wholesome image, Fires. We've talked about many times, and we'll talk about more on the show as well, that, you know, when you actually get your figure to grip a part of nature, whether it's a branch or it's the side piece of a rock or it's just holding something, especially when it's just, you've not brought it with you. It's just like, for example, seeing the fingers wrapped around the stem. It's just great because it just makes it seem like it's fully just immersed in that world, and it's interacting with what's already there rather than bringing something with you. And I imagine this is an image that didn't need much editing.
No, hardly any.
Yeah, I can tell, and in a good way.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, because, you know, you take these images outside. We take these images sometimes, and the lighting's so perfect that you're thinking editing isn't even necessary here. And I love the contrast with the, you know, what would usually be associated with the villain's face. And the villain is unless he's about to destroy this flower.
Yeah, he's going to eat it.
Or put it in some sort of cauldron to conjure up some sort of evil spell. But yeah, I love it, you know, taking some R&R, taking some time out to just enjoy said flowers. Lovely image.
Nice, moving on. Image number 2, here we have a shot I took in an area of Kent called Cliff. So this area is called Cliff Pools. The water you see there isn't actually one of the pools. There's very large kind of fish farming areas and wasteland areas, but this was just for a result of the rainfall the day before. So there were some large puddles. As you see, quite an epic sky that morning with the clouds. So it makes some beautiful reflections. So had to get a figure in there. It was more about the overall image more than the actual figure itself. So you can't really see that much of the figure. It's a kit-bashed skeleton warrior with some flesh parts. So not so important to see the figure detail in this one, just more the silhouette and the shadow it casts on the puddle. Originally, the image was taken in colour, but I converted it to black and white in post. Just it gave so much more of an impactful and dramatic look. So somewhat of a kind of a hero shot, standing stoic against the backdrop of the clouds and the water. But simple black and white switch. Sometimes is all the editing I need for a shot.
Love it, Fires. Yeah, this has a great epic feel. I get cinematic vibes from this image, and black and white often does add a dramatic feel to any image, and it definitely has done that in this case. I love the reflection. I don't know why that was difficult to say for a second, but yeah, I love the reflection.
Reflection.
Yeah, I love the reflection of the character in the actual water itself. Yeah, it just adds a great movie feel to it. Hero's journey. Who knows at what part in the journey this is? It feels like something deep is about to take place. Like this is a moment of thought before an epic quest continues, or revenge is about to be taken. Maybe this character, the story I get from it is this character's just broken off from his army for just to gather some time, gather his thoughts, and take some nature in before rejoining the army to engage in serious battle. So yeah, I love this. Perfect with the sky, and you've got the water in there, you've got the bushes, and it's just a fantastic shot with many different layers. Just
as a tip with this, like, I sometimes convert shots into black and white, sometimes because the colour's not great. So if the colour hasn't come out that great, or they're a bit weak, or they've just not come out that strong a contrast, just an easy switch to black and white can kind of save the shot.
Yeah, black and white
and give it a much different deal. Yeah,
black and white. Yeah, I've done that with my images sometimes as well, where maybe it's been washed out, or I've just not enjoyed the overall quality of it. So then you think black and white, dramatic feel.
It's the way to go.
Image saved. Yes. In many cases, made better. Great stuff.
Drinking some tea, and image number 3.
Exactly.
Here we have a fantastic location, place called Newlands Corner. It's a woodland in Surrey near Guildford. Ancient woodland with a large amount of ancient yew trees. So the yew tree in the back there is well over 1,000 years old. So it has magical vibes. So it really fits kind of the fantasy realm to take a shot. So here we have Draconius, my pagan kit bash warrior. We have my woodland ranger / wizard. These are all of my army builds from Legions Con last year, with a few extra soft goods and vanillas Arden scale. I think I need to paint him at some point, make him a bit darker. He's very bright. I might have to do a wash on him.
He's quite bright.
This shot, no additional lights were required. Slightly grey, flat day in terms of the light, but sometimes that works better than very bright sunny days. So just positioned them. You can play with scale a bit with shots like this, where obviously your figures are like between 6 and 7 inches.
Yeah, usually.
So bearing in mind how big or small you want them to look against the back. I mean, the tree in the background makes me look small. It's a very large tree. So depending on how close away or close to the tree you put them, you kind of play with how big they look compared to the tree. So they were a fair distance in front of the tree, like several meters. But I think it just worked. It worked well as a kind of a nice background to have the 3 figures.
Yeah.
Kind of with the tree in the back. This is more about the location because it's one of my favourite places, as I'm a tree guy, and particularly into yew trees. There is, I don't know, probably over 50, 60 yew trees in that woodland. Wow. So a great place to go. What do you think?
Another fine fantasy image there, Fires. What I love is the fact that you've got this adventure party positioned how they are to be in the centre of the image. And obviously you have the wizard in the very centre of the image. And it looks like he needs some time to work something out. And whilst he's doing so, he's got his 2 companions watching his back, watching his left and his right.
Very capable warriors.
Absolutely. In anticipation for maybe insurgents that may want to slay them or take them unawares. And so I love that there, and it's a great contrast with the characters because they're all very different.
Yeah,
So
very different.
Once again, creating those adventure parties with variance and with just making them unique in their own way to each other. Of course, it's great to have an all dwarf adventure party, all goblin, or all human.
For sure.
But when you mix the different races together, it just gives more of an interesting storytelling vibe. And of course, in this woodland area, I just love that tree in the background, and then you have the parts of sky popping through the bushes.
Just enough.
And in the ground, of course, so the colours blend quite nicely. And I know what you mean. Yeah, well, obviously we talk about this sort of stuff all the time with each other, but on the show we talk about how, sometimes you may see a bit of sun and think, oh great, but then that sun can wash out your image.
Mm-hmm.
So having a day where the sun, is a bit mild with what it gives us, it can be better to not have your image washed out and to have that kind of tone of being. It's not quite grey, but it's in between.
Yeah.
So then
you definitely won't overexpose your shots. With weather like that.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. And so it works beautifully. Roll on more adventure shots.
Yeah. In regards to storytelling with this one, like I like to leave a lot more to, it's up to whoever looks at the picture to decide. So, 3 very different characters. How do they know each other? Like, how are they together? What are they doing? What mission are they on? So you can kind of bridge, make the story for yourself.
Absolutely,
That makes it a bit more fun, I think.
Whether they're long-term companions or they could have just met in that moment. Maybe they've been called to meet here by a 4th member who needs them to team up. So many possibilities.
Could have a common cause, common enemy.
Exactly, yeah. And you can work out your own idea of what this image is about. It's nice to leave it open to the audience.
Yeah.
Image 4. Here we have a shot taken on the Isle of Grain in Kent. It's interesting place. It's mainly inhabited by PP power stations, but it has got quite a nice seafront walk. And at some points of the path, you have, I think, some of these broken shells that are washed up from when they're high tide. Thought perfect opportunity to stick a skeleton in there. So it seems grim, but it's quite easy to get like a dying or death shot. I know some people have got with knights propped up against trees, or like skull heads where they've been kind of rotted away, or in dungeons. But just I wanted to look like he's been washed up on the shore, maybe from a shipwreck or something, and he's kind of wasted away, pecked away by seagulls and whatever else. So just a plain box standard skeleton. I did use an additional light. It was early morning. Light wasn't that. It was a bit on the darker side, so I used one of the Ulanzi VL49 RGB lights just on one side, so you can see the light coming in from near the top of his head. So I put it kind of at ground level, just to get a bit more detail on the face sculpt, and you see lighting some of the ribs there, to kind of just kind of bring that to the forefront and make that the focus of the picture. Without that, I think it would have washed in with the background a bit too much, and you would have to look a bit hard to see who you're looking at. But you can clearly see like the bones sticking out from the broken seashells.
So opportunity arose with the broken shells here. So I had the idea in my head about a shipwrecked or washed up skeleton. What I did do with the lighting here, which I already mentioned, was on the RGB lights we use in the white setting, you can adjust the temperature with like a warm tone or a colder tone. So I went with a warmer tone here to bring out some of the colour on the skeleton, on the head and the ribs. Kind of look more like kind of prehistoric bones that have been dug up. You kind of get that kind of that aged look to them. I thought that would cut through the shot quite nice. Ultimately, you could have gone to a colder tone, give like a colder feel, but I think it would have washed out with the background. So where you got some whites and some kind of like very pale blues in the back, some kind of more of a rich gold colour, I thought worked bringing that out. In terms of the storytelling, I think most times now when I post my photos, I don't put a description, or even like at best I might put one line, but I already did that now. So I like to leave it up to whoever looks at the picture to make up their own mind of what the image is about.
I mean, is he sleeping? Is he dead? Is he decayed? Has he been shipwrecked, or was he trying to get to a ship and didn't make it past the beach?
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to yourself. I like to. I think that's the great thing with fantasy, is it depends on your imagination really, and the more imaginative you are, then the wilder the stories can be. So grab a figure, grab a light, get outdoors, look around, and start telling a story through pictures.
Yeah, wicked image, Fires. When I look at this image, I think pirates.
Mm.
And of course, when you look, you assume, most would probably assume, and they'd be right to do so, a washed up character who's had his clothes maybe stolen or they've worn away, maybe had a scabbard, maybe had a musket from a pirate wreckage, and they've been removed from his person because he no longer needs it. Can't take them to the afterlife with him. However, because this is fantasy, this could easily be Jason the Argonauts related, or mythos, of course, being mythic legions. The skeleton might actually be alive. So he could easily be just taking a rest. I mean, it's not like we can tell he's sleeping because we can't see if his eyes are closed or not. And so, who knows? And like what Faisal was saying, leave it open to interpretation. We don't always need to explain what the image actually is. And it also helps us too. I get inspired when I look at images where it's not been explained. So like, oh, that looks like this, and then I'm going to go out and do something similar, or I'll do something very different, or so it's nice to leave that open to the audience. I love the colours, of course, as well. It's a nice colour contrast with the light shining on the right side of the face as well as part of the body. And yeah, it's just a solid image. And I imagine it only took, a few shots for us to get this image?
Yeah, just a few shots. It only took a few seconds to set it up.
Yeah, simple. So. Very simple image, guys. You don't always need to overthink these images. A lot of the time, what stops us from doing what it is we really enjoy is overthinking, especially when it comes to action figure photography. And I think a lot of people, the reason what stops them from going outside is because they think, I'm not in control of the light and all that sort of stuff. I mean, you can if you carry lights, but I guess there's that control freak in all of us, where when you're indoors, you've got access to other figures that you might want to put into a shot, or or a light or an accessory. But when you're out, you need to make those decisions before you leave the house, because you'll be out and you'll be like, I didn't bring it. So sometimes just taking one figure is actually the best way, or a few figures, and not overcomplicating a scene, not pressurizing yourself to work out what actually is going on. You might not even know what's going on. I mean, to be honest, most of the time when we take shots, we know what is going on in the shots with the characters. But you could just plant the figure down. You don't have to think of a name of the character. You don't have to think of a scenario. Just let it be. And in this scenario, as you can see, there is a skelly laying down, and who knows whether there's a smile or a frown. Who knows where it's going? But you've taken the shot and you put it out there, and there's awesomeness there. So get outside, guys, get outside.
Do it. Here we have my fifth and final shot of the day. This was taken in a woodland, not too far from me, called Sparrow and Crofton Woods. Pretty interesting name. Beautiful woodland with the stream running through it. So in the future, I will show you some shots I've taken of figures in the water. But this one we have the one and only Brad Jones, also known as Broda. So here we have Broda. I hadn't had him for that long, so I hadn't done much with him. I had swapped him, and I may do some things with him in the future. But at the moment, for that shot, he was as he is from the box. I chose this one more so about perspective. So if you've seen, I've come from sort of a lower angle, looking up at the figure. It kind of gives that kind of grandiose, heroic feel.
Yeah.
So you're automatically looking up at him. I thought his arms look quite good at that angle. He's got a great set of guns on him, and with the lighting and the angle, it kind of accentuates that. Natural lighting. This was I think mid-morning. Quite a sunny day, so no other lights required. And I actually perched him about head level to me on a branch. So with setting your figures, like I think a lot of the time we set them on the floor or on rocks, particularly mossy rocks. If you know, you know. But one, it's easier when you're setting up shots at like chest level, because you have to crash down and get a cramp in your leg.
Oh yeah, of course.
But the only challenge with that is with the underside of Mythic Legion figure, or just about most action figures' feet, are put like smooth plastic, and kind of that bark can be quite slippery with this kind of that polished, smooth. So make sure you've pre-posed the legs or got them sturdy first, otherwise they will fall off.
Oh yeah.
And with that, just another tip I'll say, if you are posing figures with a lot of accessories, like the drinking horn or shields, daggers, swords, be very careful when you are posing them and when you're taking your figures back, because I have lost a few weapons in the woods before.
Mm-hmm.
I lost a few swords and things, so it's easily done. So just be careful and mindful of where you're standing to make sure everything you set up you take back home with you.
Absolutely.
Because it's a really great sword that I lost. It's an old McFarlane sword. They're quite hard to get hold of. So make sure you keep an eye on your figure and its equipment, so you don't lose stuff. Set up simple, branch, natural lighting, a great figure with a good sculpt, and just let lighting do the rest. So where I've stood him, you could kind of move him around on the spot, sort of 360, or move around the figure and see where the light's hitting him. So with this, I wanted to accentuate the arms more, although there is a bit of light detail in the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of gives it a more metallic feel. So experiment around with it. I mean, the beauty of digital photography, which I think everyone is photographing digitally. If you're going old school with the film, my hat's off to you.
No, absolutely. Wow.
Developing it in a dark room, but if it is digital, the joy is you can take a lot of snaps.
Yeah.
So I routinely, once I've taken a bunch of shots, when I'm home going through them, I tend to delete sometimes up to a third, sometimes half the pictures I'll end up getting rid of, because there's a lot of duplicates, or I get a bit more brutal. Think, do you know what? Which shots do I actually really want to keep?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll stick to those. So snap away. I mean, if you don't like it, delete it and crack on. You know, unless you've got very low memory on your device or your phone, then just take a bunch of snaps and go through them when you get home or later on. Yes. What do you think?
I need a hero. That's what this reminds me of. It's gotta be strong and it's gotta be bred. Yeah, so what I would say about this image.
Odin, help me.
Yeah, it is. I love the colours. I love the way, like what Faisal said in terms of the muscle definition, we're really seeing that shine through because of the shine of the sun. And it is a hero shot. That great, grandiose hero shot. It actually looks like we've caught an angle of him ready to intercept about 3 or 4 villains, three or four enemies about to run towards him, and he's got his axe in hand, and he's ready to chop away and to put in work. And a fantastic shot here. I love the colours in the background, I love the sky, it looks like he's entrenched in some sort of woodland pocket, because you've got, I guess it feels like he's kind of enclosed because you've got the branches above him and the bushes. So given that he's surrounded, and I feel like it feels like he's surrounded by, that's what makes me think he's surrounded by a bunch of enemies. And he's fine though, he's good, he's about to take care of business.
3 words: let them come.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah. He shall not fear these individuals.
Brad's clearly been working out.
Oh yeah. Big up Brad. Send them pics when you can. Brad of the gains. Yeah, wicked shot. Love the colours, and Faisal pretty much covered everything. One thing that Faisal mentioned that stuck out to me, and I'm talking until I can remember, is Faisal was talking about, what was it you mentioned to do with the placement? The placement of the figure.
Yeah, because sometimes it can be challenging to stand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not because the figures are great. Sometimes it's the surface you put them on.
Exactly, yeah.
It can be slippery.
And these kind of shots, what is great about this is it doesn't matter what the feet look like in terms of the posing, because you're not getting the feet in.
Yeah.
And so you could even, it sounds wild, it could be a madman, but you could actually hold the figure with one hand.
Yeah.
And take a shot with the other, and no one's going to know.
If you really wanted to, you could use an elastic band and literally attach his foot to the tree.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you might have you'd be able to have them stand at some weird angles.
Then you don't have to contest with the wind.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
got to worry about there being a limited time before the figure
You
collapses.
don't take a branch dive either.
Yeah, so, it's just about what's in the frame.
Mm.
We come from a filmmaking background, and people forget sometimes it's not about what's outside the shot, it's what's in the shot. So you've got plenty of freedom there to not have to worry about the other part of his body that you're not actually seeing in the picture. And again, this just goes to what we were talking about earlier, we just go for it. Just go on, guys,
I guess going back to what Elijah just said about filmmaking, the cinematography kind of aspect. I think I mentioned it before. You don't always have to get the entire figure in a shot.
No.
We tend to see through kind of a cinematic eye. So whether in my head that could be like a zooming shot where it's coming in, maybe all the way into his face or his eye.
Yeah.
But like to me, any good movie, if you just press pause at any time, it's a beautiful image.
Yeah, absolutely. And the last I'll say on it, this is the thought I was looking to remember from what Faisal mentioned, is, and it's just escaped me again. No, I've got it. The thought that I wanted to mention was having a good problem. Now, a good problem is what I refer to when you have loads of replicas, or you've taken so many great shots of the same shot, of the same setup, that you've got a good problem. It's not a bad problem to have. It can be frustrating sometimes, because then you have to look at maybe 3 shots that look almost identical, and you'll be like, okay, is that bit of leaf in the right place in the background, and is the body twisted how I want it to be twisted, and is the lighting shining off the face a certain way? But that's what you call a good problem.
Yeah.
But Faisal's definitely Faisal definitely more so than me can take the shots he needs exactly, and probably have to go through that less than I do. I go through that quite a lot, where I've got multiple images of pretty much the same shot, but then it's about just being nitpicky to make sure you choose the perfect image.
Always better to take more than you need than not enough.
Better to have more, not need it, rather than need more, not have it.
That's it.
So yeah, excellent. And here is my first image of the episode. This image here was taken in Eastbourne last year. Probably just over a year ago, actually, now. It was around May time. And the movie Faisal and I are shooting right now, that image was the short film version of it. So whilst I was there, I mentioned it to say that I had the mental capacity to be like, right, let me bring some figures just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I did, because I decided to bring my legendary barbarian, sent to me by Greg. Big up Greg of New to Mythics.
Yeah.
I bought this figure, and then Greg sent it my way, and that's when Faisal got his legendary barbarian as well.
Yeah.
Which was a gift from Curtis. Come on. And so this image here, as you can see, I was walking around with a few of the guys. We actually finished filming, and T, who was the DOP, the director of photography, he was like, I know some really cool locations. So we're just walking along, and obviously Eastbourne is very vast. There's a lot to see. It's not like one location that you go to in Eastbourne.
Yeah.
And so we drove a few minutes to this other location, started walking, and I spotted this. I just knew, okay, here's a great spot to take pictures. So I just placed the legendary barbarian here, and it looks like some sort of cliff edge, as you can see. And I get like the Last of the Mohicans theme pop in my head, that. Because it looks like he's
Very epic.
He's epic. He's feeling epic. He looks epic, and legendary barbarian activities are about to take place. And so not much for me to really say about this image, aside from you can see what it is. Story wise, you can make up your own mind. I just felt like it just gives off an epic feel of a hero who has either completed a journey or is about to embark on a journey. Either way, it gets you thinking.
I like the composition where you have the strip of green from the land cutting through the middle of the shot. So you have the blue of the sky, and also the blue reflected into the sea beneath it. So kind of gets that nice image, and then it takes your eye to the right, almost like a leading line there to this legendary character.
Absolutely.
Looking amazing there. To just a bit of natural light catching his juicy quads and the edge of the shield and a bit of the face. So yeah, nice play of light and dark with the figure. So light only coming from one direction. Eastbourne. If you don't know, I think it's south. You were the east, but it's like south coast of England. It's a bit more towards the east. Great shorelines. I mean, I'm sure some of our friends in America, of Dover. So if you follow that coastline along, you eventually get to the White Cliffs of Dover.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting place to explore. And I love, Elijah said before, like he's, I believe he said it on Legion's Lounge. It's Legion's Lounge. Legion's Lounge. Recently, that it's a way of life.
Absolutely.
Having a figure with you, even though you're making a short film, you had a moment to grab a figure.
Oh yeah.
Find a great spot and take a brilliant snap. So, you know, as we always say, it's becoming our message. It's if you've got a figure with you and just a phone, if that's what you're photographing with, easy as that, go for it. And you've captured a great one there. Kind of an opportunistic shot.
Cheers, Fires.
Nicely executed.
Faisal made me think, of course, you've got land, sea and sky
Yes.
in this image, which I didn't think about, actually. I mean, of course, I see it, but it didn't really cross my mind. And, yeah, you know, I guess those colours... No, I know those colours break it up a little bit, even the two different blues of the sky as well as the sea. But it's a different shade of blue. And then obviously you have the earthy cliff with obviously the moss, the grass, not moss, it's the grass, on top of the cliff. So then you've got different colours that break up the image. And they blend in with him too because he's got a blue shield. And then obviously his skin complexion being beige. So yeah, sometimes, you know, we do things we don't even think about until we have to analyse it for Londinium Legions. And then we're like, oh, that's what I done. Well, that's what you did. So yeah, once again, guys, get yourself out there and snap, snap. For my second image, we have an adventure party here. And this image here was taken on the grounds of Eynsford Castle, a place that Faisal showed me last year. And Faisal, we've been back there a couple of times. I've even been there with another friend as well that I took there. Just a wonderful place. And once again, it's castle ruins. So when it comes to medieval fantasy, it's the perfect place to take figures and to take pics. Because, yeah, it's related completely. And we have an adventure party here. Now, very simple edit in terms of what I've done. I manipulated the sky colour, so it went from being blue to a green. And I just felt like that had more of a fantasy-esque vibe to it. In terms of the orb in the scepter, I just manipulated that in Photoshop and just made it shine bright. And fairly simple image to pull off. It's not the whole image that you're seeing here, this is a bit cropped. However, you've got an adventure party traipsing through some ruins on a quest of the utmost importance, I imagine. And funny enough, even that figure there, I called him Faisal's name backwards.
That's Eve.
And he was a kit bash made from parts that I had left from doing other customs. Wow. So there's something for you there when it comes to the customs. Feel free to just use all the pieces that you have left over from other customs you've created.
Parts being warrior.
Yeah, and the hood there was taken from one of the Marvel Legends fist ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
And I put that onto it's the Zendi make head, but it's not actually Zendi. You know, I think it's the George Casper figure. And so, yeah, there you go. Just like that, we have an adventure party walking, and yeah, I took several shots of this image, and there you go. Effective, perfect setting for these figures. Use your imagination and you decide what happens.
Yeah, Eynsford Castle is a great location. I don't know why I didn't take Elijah here sooner. Relatively small, but a great area to get some shots. Just drops history on you. It did used to be that castle was built on the site of a former Anglo-Saxon stone castle. The castle ruins you can see in that shot were constructed between 1085 and 1087, so it's an 11th century castle ruins. So pre-Norman invasion. Not wanting to show off too much kind of the locations we have here in England, but it is nice when you're kind of taking fantasy style photos, especially with like knights and characters that are associated with the kind of fantasy lore and that.
Yeah. And
to actually go to like an 11th century castle ruins.
Fit in places.
Or places mentioned in the Doomsday Book or in the Bayeux Tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
Very lucky to have these locations. And that castle, from where I live, I could probably drive there within half an hour. So quite fortunate. I know our friends, Ali and Michelle, the Nerdy Forge.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, in their homeland of Poland.
Land of Poland.
In Poland. they've got many great locations like that.
Like the biggest castle in the entire world.
Yeah, pretty epic places. So
Yeah.
lucky to get, but you know, if you don't have those, you'd be surprised what places you do have around you.
Oh, absolutely. Massive forests. And
Yeah, with
deserts
forests or
sometimes.
like parks and things.
Yeah.
All it takes is a few mossy rocks next to a stream or a lake.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Go for it. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Which a lot of our American and Canadian friends have in abundance.
Yes, you do. You do. Yeah, I like the just that the little how you accentuated the light at the end of the staff he has there, the kind of beacon light he has there. Nice, kind of cuts through because you've got the kind of the moody, cloudy sky at the background, quite a threatening sky. You have the greens of the grass and the shrubbery there. Then you have that kind of that piercing, that blue cuts through, kind of gives it a really magical feel. So yeah, as Elijah does, he always nails an adventure party.
Thank you, Vines.
Where they're going, who knows?
Ooh. For the third image, we have a custom character here. Head on the body is from Noah Pratt.
Nice.
Noah created an amazing head there, and I believe that's his head that he sculpted and painted. And
Well, his personal head.
His personal head, yeah, apparently. Even though, you might not see a strong resemblance. Maybe it's Noah at night time or something, or a certain time of the year. And so you see here, this is my favourite location to shoot in. Some of you may know what I'm about to say. Faisal certainly knows. Lesnes Abbey. Lesnes Abbey, one of the reasons why it's such a fantastic location, for me, the best, is pretty much because there is about, 50 sections of it that you can use.
There's a lot of it.
That you wouldn't know it's the same place. It's just stunning. For this scale, it's perfection. And this image here, as you can see, it is cropped once again. The editing software is not allowing the full image to be shown. However, he's trailing through what you can see is a mossy ground. You have the sun in the background there and the contrast with the red petals, those flowers in the background there. And he's walking through. And this was an easy shot to take as well. For me, there's such a range of colours which adds to the richness of the image. And you can figure out what's going on. Use your imagination.
Love the colour contrast in this shot. You have the cold blue of the figure in the foreground, and then that beautiful golden background, the sun cutting through the bush. There's some incredible red flowers on that. Makes for some really, really nice colour contrasts. Yeah, the location, as if you don't know, you probably should know.
Get to know.
That Lesnes is definitely Elijah's favourite location.
Yeah.
The full name of that, it was the Abbey of St Mary and St Thomas the Martyr at Lesnes.
Indeed.
Bit long-winded, hence why it's just called Lesnes Abbey. But it's mentioned in the Doomsday Book of 1086. Believed to have been built in around 1178. So another 12th century one. But yeah, it's in southeast London, so surrounding it is kind of like a suburban area on the outskirts of southeast London. And then all of a sudden you've got this incredible piece of history in the middle of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually went to college about 100 metres from these ruins. So I know this place quite well. Yeah, brilliant shots. The use of just a simple head swap makes such a big difference, especially on knights' bodies. I mean, if they've got armoured hands, the head swap all you need. Or if you want to do like a head and hands, maybe even feet, then to keep the colour coordination. But this works brilliantly. Elijah got me into the pop and swapping, and as Billy Bay says, once you can't stop, pop and swap.
Can't stop.
Pop and swap.
Can't
stop. Pop and swap.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Absolutely.
Once you started experimenting, changing figures around, the world is your oyster, and that's what the figures are designed for.
To give the recipe here, in terms of, or most of the recipe, the arms are from Duban, the hands are from Duban, the groin piece is from the Revenant.
Nice.
I don't own a Revenant, but that is the same piece, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe it is. And the red torso belt strap is from Leji, aka the Half Orc. And yeah, it's pretty much what I remember for now. There's a chain on him actually as well. There's a chain that I just placed around his neck. I can't remember what it's from. Maybe it's from. It escapes me. But anyway, it's just like what Fire said. A simple head swap. The body itself, the nucleus of him, is from the knight. It's from a knight figure, from a Valiant Knight body, not the actual Valiant Knight, but the same body that it uses. And yeah, Fires. Yeah, for me, this was just. I think nearly every color is exhibited in this image.
Yeah, you got quite the palette there.
Yeah, so I was really pleased. It was just one of those days. I think it was golden hour at the time.
It looks it, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was. And yeah, the image is coming up brighter in this video than it actually is. However, you're just really proud of it. And it's one of those images that Faisal and I will take and be like, we need to do barely any editing here. Barely any editing that's required because the lighting was just perfect. For my fourth image, we have a figure here that is a Valiant Knight with a Sir Gideon Heavens brand head. The 2.0, the second version. And I believe it's a Doctor Strange cape. I may be wrong. It's definitely from Marvel Legends.
I think so, yeah.
And what I've done here, this was actually done in my garden. So I've got some old bricks that I just had lying around and stacked them up to create some sort of tunnel. And then there was compost in the garden, so just put the compost down to just look like the ground. Place the figure in the middle. By the way, stack the bricks, some on top at the sides, to create a sort of cube. And you can even see at the side there's some sort of fluff or something like that, which looks like it could be some sort of, plant growing or
I think it is, yeah.
something dodgy there. And it just adds to make this look more lifelike. And so, yeah, placed them in the middle. I may have used a little bit of light, but it's probably natural light that I went with. And there you go. You can create your own dio. So this is an outdoor dio made from the parts that were just laying around in my garden. And yeah, in terms of story, you can take whatever you want. Is he walking out of a tunnel? Is he just walking through? Is he about to embark into some sort of underground realm? Who knows? Imagination has to just do what it does. But yeah, like Faisal mentioned earlier, kit bash wise, you just put a head onto another figure, a cape there. To be fair, I'm really away from using capes now and cloaks that are not soft goods. Especially when there's no wiring in it. I can do no wiring, but yeah, it's got to be soft goods at this point now, as opposed to plastic capes. So this shot was taken a while ago. But yeah, just a few bits and pieces I found in my garden, put them together, put a figure in the middle, and there you have it.
You see, this is a perfect example of a simple dio setup, but outdoors. In contrast with the last shot where we were kind of flexing a little bit hard on 11th and 12th century locations.
Indeed.
It shows you that a few bricks kind of stacked up to look like a kind of a corridor, and natural outdoor lighting with a great figure. Wallop, done.
Thank you, Faiz.
I mean, sometimes it's just as simple as that. It depends. I mean, sometimes you don't want to go miles and miles to some incredible location. You don't have time.
Yeah, or you're not physically able.
Yeah. You might not be feeling that well. You think, I might do a garden setup.
Yeah.
Or you can just easily do that exactly same setup indoors with additional lighting and stuff. But the natural lighting is more than works for this one. But yeah, I like that head sculpt. I know you kind of get Tom Selleck vibes off it.
Oh yeah, the body I ended up getting rid of. The body, I had no use for the body. Someone else is using that body now. But the head for me is just perfect. And you put that Sir Gideon head on anybody, and it works. I mean, even an orc if you want to take it in that direction.
Yeah. I like the dark red tones in this. Of the cape and the shield.
Sort of sandy brick.
I kind of get Lannister vibes from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That kind of red, that rich red.
Yeah, rich red, perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, reds and golds contrast with kind of the greys of the armour. Works very well. Nice job. Well done.
Thank you, Faiz, thank you. For my fifth and final image of this episode, I have chose a shot from Lesnes Abbey.
No way.
I know, for a change. And here we have a Goblin Patrol. Anybody who knows me and what I'm into when it comes to the shots know that you may see a fair few goblin shots. It might be a frequent appearance. And so here we have Commander Gonks, one of King Noglin's finest, leading what looks like an unlimited number of troops, but that is by design. And this is on the ruins of Lesnes Abbey, and Yeah, I love the landscape. For me, it just coincides so well, that sort of wasteland look. It goes with the goblins beautifully, especially an army passing through to go and commit to chaos. And yeah, I just wanted to create the feeling of a massive army coming through. And so, yeah, a lot of the time, I think to myself, in the past I've been like, oh, I need to get loads and loads of goblins. Depends how you actually take the shoot, how you take the picture, because a lot of the time you want to focus on one central character when you're doing these big patrol shots and whatnot. So yeah, it could be an army, it could be just, you know, a few dozen soldiers following the commander. However, you focus on one, that's what I do, I focus on one character, and then the rest are kind of blurred, because you don't need to worry about that. It's really just about showing the vast numbers trailing behind a leader. And so, yeah, I manipulated the sky, turned it green, once again, like I did with one of the images from earlier, the one in Eynsford Castle. And yeah, just wanted to create that vast feeling of this impending doom that is going to befall whoever these goblins come into contact with. What do you think, Vice?
Well, those of you who don't know, Elijah actually has a PhD in gobonomics, where he is
Gobonometry.
quite prolific in the Malignancy group on Facebook. And yeah, if you've been following his photography for a while, you'll see that he is yeah, quite the master of gobology.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, I mean, you can see now, after you've seen a few of the shots from Lesnar's Abbey, why he favours this as a location.
Yeah.
At a quick glance, the background actually looks a bit like a cliff. But if you look to the right of the image, you can see like a remains of an old window with the skies coming through. So that's part of the exterior wall of the abbey.
Yeah, I love that.
But there's the location. You've got so much great ruins for foreground, midground, and background. It's an absolute joy to place figures in. Yeah, it really does have that kind of army feel where they're on the way to battle, on the way back from a battle, but they're definitely up for it, kitted up, armoured, and we know what goblins are like. I like the slight colour alteration you've done with the sky.
Oh, cheers.
It kind of gives that kind of a bit more of a kind of fantastical element.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no harm in doing that. If a shot like kind of something like the sky in this image isn't quite the tone you want, or is maybe a bit washed out, then you know you can easily kind of change the tint or the colour to a degree. You know, it can kind of really add to your figure. I mean, the thing is with fantasy photography, I'm not going to get into deep issues. That's for another time. But in terms of editing and using software and things, it's fantasy photography. Like, kind of do whatever you want to do to get the image you want to get.
Yeah, no limits.
So the contrast between the two of us is quite interesting, because I'm very basic in more ways than one, but I am basic in terms of like it's more about setup, location, and posing. But I don't do too much, mainly because I don't know how a lot of it. I don't have the kind of software, but I have my style of doing things, and then Elijah's got his style of doing things, and we both like each other's shots.
Absolutely.
And within the community, if you're in any of the groups or on Instagram or on Facebook in the Cabal, you'll see so many different styles of photography. Some people's styles are very recognisable.
Mm-hmm. Signature.
Like Willem, Dub.
Yeah,
he's got very recognisable style.
Mm-hmm. Trevor style.
Yeah, Gobo, like this.
Nate.
Nate. A lot of styles.
Geek Turtle.
Yeah, even if you're scrolling quite quickly on your phone, a split second you know exactly who took this shot before you even look.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you recognise their style. People have like maybe an editing style or a posing style or storytelling
Even a
style.
type of grade they like to use.
Yeah.
Edit images, yeah.
So
like Grogu.
So once you do it for a while, you may kind of like naturally settle in to a kind of style that you like.
Yeah.
Or best shows the figures you want to show, the way you want to show them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all part of that's part of the fun of it, is kind of discovering what kind of photographer you want to be and what kind of shots you want to take.
Yeah.
So the only way you're going to get there is by getting out there and snapping away.
Only one way to get there is to get outside and get there.
Yeah. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That was episode 3 completed.
Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed, those that have left comments, those that like the video. It means a lot. I'm not going to tell you to babysit you and like and subscribe and ring the bell and do this and tick the box. You're grown adult. Do what you want to do.
Indeed.
If you do, we'd appreciate it. If you don't, whatever. it's just not really that deep. Just want to take this opportunity to a massive thanks to our friends on the Legions Lounge, Trevor, Nate, and
Dorkley.
Yeah, really appreciate being invited onto the show. Really enjoyed it. Had a really good time. Yeah, hopefully we'll talk again soon online at some point.
Absolutely, it was such a magnificent gesture
Yeah.
to reach out, actually. And Trevor reached out before our first episode, Sean Connery, before our first episode even came out. Trevor reached out.
Yeah.
So just magnificent, and it's a testament to the community and to how supportive people are. Yeah, big up, guys, man. That was amazing. And the live giveaway was basically, if our subscribers get past 100, then they give an amazing action figure away. So that boosted it, because before, what was it on, 40 subscribers?
About 40 something.
Yeah, and then now, like, by the end of it, what was it, 130?
30 something.
So just amazing. And the sensei himself, Trevor, one of the masters in, they're all up there, you know what I mean? Nate is a master, Bill's a master. Yeah, to have those guys embrace us, even though we're friends, is amazing, and bring us on the show and have us talk about what we do. That was beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, because they're so influential in terms of the work they do. They're well known, obviously, because of the lounge and being on other shows and things.
One of the premium shows.
Premier show, apparently. I'll leave it to yourselves. I'm going to get involved.
Many great shows.
Yeah, many.
Like this one.
And many that have the initials of LL. I mean, I didn't think about it too much when we thought about the name. It just happens that it's another LL name. Legions Lounge, Legions Lair, Legions, Legions Ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
Legions. That's the way the cookie crumbled. And I like cookies.
It's an honour to have our podcast name have Legions in it.
Yeah.
To go alongside many other podcasts that exist in this space with Legions in their name too.
If you have any questions, just jump in the comments. Be nice. But any questions, anything you want to see, anything you want to ask us about, you can always find us on the Cabal and our Instagram pages, which I will put in the description on the YouTube video when it comes out, because mine's my name and no one can spell it. And his Captain 5B Baker, not spelled as you'd expect it. So I will put it there so you can find us. We'd love to give you a follow back to see what you're doing.
If you do stuff.
If you do stuff, yeah.
If you do nothing, then...
If you don't post anything, I might not. Always love to see the vast range of people's creativity, their photography, you know, what they do. It makes the community a great place. Yeah, and we all inspire each other. And it's just a beautiful space, man. I'm so glad we've started this now. Episode 3. Yeah, already. You know, we're definitely coming now. Right now, there's only episode 1 out. Episode 2 is going to be dropping very soon. I mean, by the time you see this, episode 2 will have dropped. If you see this before episode 2, then something's gone wrong. Yeah. Watch me in order, but just watch them all if you can. Yeah, absolutely, pretty much. Yeah. Keep tuning in, guys. And like Faisal said, any questions, drop them in the comments. Feel free to send a direct message. Anything related to what we do, we will talk to you. So yeah, keep watching. As always, grab a figure, get outdoors. Who knows what you can get? That's right, Legions lovers. Give it a go. Take it easy. Hell the fleshless.